Hello everyone, welcome to Tathastu and welcome to our daily current affairs MCQs wherein we are going to solve a lot many questions, and this is being presented by me. My name is Khushboo. Let's get started with the very first question over here. So the very first question is, consider the following statements about Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. The very first statement is, a global association consisting solely of national parliaments with the goal of enhancing effective governance operates on an international level. Second statement is, the leadership position of the CPA is shared among Commonwealth nations, heads of state and government through a rotational system. So you have to find out that which of these are correct over here related to Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. So here the answer of this question is option D, that is neither. Okay, so the first statement and the second statements both are incorrect over here. It was in news because CPA's India Region Conference, it focuses on strengthening democracy and good governance. So statement 1 is incorrect. Over here the Commonwealth Association, under this 54 countries are there. Under this 54 countries are there, and within these countries there exist 164 CPA branches representing parliaments and the state legislatures. The combined membership of the parliamentarians and that of the legislatures across all these branches actually totals to the 18,000. So over here the statement 2 is also incorrect. So the Queen Elizabeth II in 1989, she was the head of the Commonwealth and held the patron role within the CPA itself. And when it comes to the vice president position, so the vice patron position, basically it is shared among the heads of the state and the government of the Commonwealth nations itself that host the upcoming annual Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference. So whoever will be doing that particular country will become the vice patron over here. The next question, question number 2. The Multidimensional Poverty Index, that is the MPI of a country, assesses lacks in 3 areas. That is the health and nourishment, education and living standards. Within health, it tracks which of the following variables? The very first one is mortality among children and adolescents. Second is hygiene and sanitation. Third is health of mothers during pregnancy and childbirth. Fourth is nutritional status, and the fifth one is potable water supply. Here you have to find out that how many of the above statements over here related to the MPI are correct. Multidimensional poverty. So here the answer is option B, that is 1, 3 and 4. Okay. These are correct. So recently it was actually news related to the multidimensional poverty thing, because when it comes to the poverty, earlier we used to calculate on the basis of the money, the amount actually which you are earning, but now this is not being done. There are multiple factors which are supposed to be considered in order to calculate the poverty, that in order to find out that whether this person is poor or not. Okay, for that. So the national MPI evaluates the deficiencies in the 3 main areas, and those are health and nutrition, education and the standard of living. The health dimension monitors 3 factors over here. The first one is the nutrition, mortality among children and adolescents, and the last one is the maternal health over here. What are those? Nutrition, mortality among children and adolescents, and apart from that, maternal health. So these factors are important over here. Next is the education dimension. This follows 2 factors again, because it is related to the education, so education thing will be here. So years of schooling and school attendance, how many years you actually went to the school, and apart from the school attendance, whether you were there also or not, or it's just like that I did my class 8, but whether you were actually there in the school or not. So the attendance is there. Standard of living dimension observes 7 factors, which includes the sanitation, access to drinking water, and then the possession of bank account. Next, question number 3, consider the following statements. The very first one is the Gemini viruses transmitted by white flies lead to outbreaks in various crops such as vegetables, staples, and the fibers. Second is insufficient nitrogen in plants can give rise to diseases carried by white flies. You have to find out which of these are correct over here. So the answer of this question is option A, that is only the first statement is correct. Okay, and the second one is incorrect. It was in news because of the invasion of white fly lake stole on coconut trees in the Pune. So here you can see these flies, the white, from the name only you can see that these are white in color. So excessive nitrogen application can contribute to the increased issues with the white flies. Right now, when it comes to the benefits related to the nitrogen, that what benefits basically these plants actually get from this. So its excessive usage can draw the white flies and result in the heightened infestations also, because the excessiveness of anything is actually bad. That's not good in any case. And that is what is actually harming the coconut trees over there. Next question is, consider the following statements with respect to national curriculum framework for school education. First is a thorough curriculum structure encompassing all 4 school stages is in place. Second is the framework presents interdisciplinary learning, cultivating ethics, and encouraging innovative teaching approaches. Third is the drafting of this framework was overseen by the National Steering Committee, which was led by K. Kasturi Nangan. So you have to find that how many of these statements are correct related to the national curriculum framework for the school education. So here the answer is option C, that is all these 3 are correct. So national curriculum framework for the school education, yesterday only we did it in really very detailed manner in our DNA. Okay, so in this one recently this has been done that which school, classes basically has been decided that which classes, what they will be doing, how many languages they will be learning up to the 9th class, or when it comes to the 11th and 12th standard, how many languages they will be learning. So those kind of things have been decided. So recently Ministry of Education has released the NCFSE school education. A recent release by the Ministry of Education signifies a transformative stride towards implementing the national education policy over here. Now the next, and this is the last question of the day, and it is related to the Fujiwara effect. The very first statement is, the phenomenon arises from the interaction of 2 cyclones rotating in opposite directions. Second statement is, this effect takes place near the shared center of the 2 cyclones. The third one is, the Fujiwara effect's existence aids scientists in predicting the cyclonic systems. How many of these are correct related to this thing? Okay, the Fujiwara effect. So here the answer of this question is option A. Okay, so here the first and the third are basically incorrect. Okay, so it was in news, the Fujiwara effect when cyclones dance. Okay, so under this what happens, there are 2 cyclones, or you can say the cyclones basically rotate in the same direction. They are rotating in the same direction. Rotation is there, but that too in the same direction. As you can see over here, both are rotating in the same direction and they approach each other closely, rotating in the same direction, and apart from that they are actually approaching closer to each other. They engage in an intense rotational pattern around a shared center. After that they will be dancing with the same center only. This occurrence is actually termed as the Fujiwara effect over here. Now what are the potential cause for these kind of things. The interaction has the potential to cause the alterations in the trajectory and the strength of either or both the cyclonic systems over here. If one hurricane holds greater strength, the smaller one can encircle it and eventually collide into its vortex, becoming assimilated. Okay, so this is what actually happens when it comes to the Fujiwara effect over here, right? And here you can see a little bit of more information related to this one. So basically they are moving at a different place, but then here you can see, but they are actually colliding, but then they will be colliding with each other. These two cyclones of the similar strength, both of these come together. Here you can see that two people are actually has been shown over there. And those are basically representing the cyclones. Okay, they might be drawn towards a mutual center. Both of them might be drawn to the mutual center over there and possibly merging, or they might orbit around each other temporarily before continuing on the separate parts. So before continuing on a separate part, they will be coming together, dancing for the some time, and then they will be separating. Okay, so this is what happens when it comes to the Fujiwara thing. Okay, chalo. So this was it related to our daily current affairs MCQs. I hope you people enjoyed it. See you in the next video. Bye bye, take care and have a great time. Good night.